All over the world at WNST.net. We never stop talking Baltimore sports.
It is a fantastic Billick Live. It's Wednesday night. We're in Harford County. Right on. I don't even have an applause sign for this, but give it up for the coach, Brian Billick, back out with us. It's Billick Live. It's brought to you by Coors Light. We are at MaGerks in Blair, hun. Can you say Blair, hun?
That's Blair, hun?
Yeah, what Blair? Blair, up Blair Road.
A Blair, hun?
He keeps saying he wants to be a Baltimorean, and I'm just trying to work on the accent or the hun. You know what we did get him to do before we start, and a lot of people here were witness to this, they had this gigantic photo booth over here right out of Ocean City, and all the MaGerks employees jumped Brian one at a time and jumped in. Is that the first time you've ever been in it? That's called a kissing booth for a guy your age, right?
First time I've been jumped in Bel Air.
There you go. Well, you're missing out. You don't know what you're missing. But how's life? What's going on? Give us the monthly Billick update. You've been in a bunch of cities, a lot of football for you. How's it going?
Great. It's been great to get out and see the different teams, and it's a great year in the league. You know, it's amazing just how, except for a couple, poor souls on the back end, it is so. I've said it before. If you're a bettor, and you like to wager on.
You used to say that to me all the time. Yeah.
I don't know how you sleep at night this year, because I don't know how you choose your bets. Because on any given week, any team can be, and it's cliche, but I've never seen it like this year.
Well, I think the interesting thing for me is teams just getting their butts kicked that we think are a good team. I mean, I think the one tribute to you through all the years, I asked you this privately. I said to you, what was the worst game for you during your head coaching tenure? And you said privately to me, Detroit. Well, that was a game we could have won. That wasn't a game where we went out and got rolled. And I thought about that in Indianapolis. For all the times I got on flights and flew home, we never had a game that bad while you were the coach. But now I'm seeing, a dozen teams in the league that have been just destroyed. The Redskins the other night. I mean, what was that?
And
that
the Redskins are a good football team. And they'll come back, and right when you think I saw Carolina get beat by Tampa, and I thought, okay, Tampa's a pretty good team, so and then saw Carolina come back and just demolish New York, beat Arizona. I mean, Carolina's a good team. I've got Carolina versus Oakland. I get to go all the way to California to see that game. But it's just from week to week, and you sit and you watch them practice as I do on Friday, and you visit with the players and coaches, confident. But in Detroit twice, the players are working hard, they're confident, and then they go in on Sunday, and it just doesn't turn out. So, yeah, it's fun. I've got a question. It'd be interesting for the folks here. I've heard both sides. Everybody loves to hate the Yankees. Everybody wants that dominant team. Some people prefer having, like New England last year was this dominant team, or the parity that we have now. What do you think's better? What are the fans?
I think in week 9, I dig that we can make an argument. If I go around table to table and say each person who's going to win the Super Bowl, I'm probably going to get 15 different answers in here today. And last year it was New England or Indianapolis, or that's pretty much been the story of the last 4 or 5 years.
Right.
For you with the Colts, let's just talk about them specifically, because the last time we were up here, Coach came up to Bel Air, we had a mob scene. It was before that week that we're all kind of forgetting about. But I mean, there's a team there that hit the skids a little bit this year, and I guess, I know how well you know Tony, and you're preparing for Peyton and all that stuff that's going on. Let's talk about them and maybe compare and contrast what's happened with the Titans this year, because that thing has turned upside down. You blogged last week at WNST.net about how the Titans start to take on that profile that the 2000 Ravens had.
I think Indianapolis is an excellent example of what's happened to all the quote-unquote elite teams. We came into the season, and the first time we did this, what did we talk about? We talked about San Diego, New England, Indianapolis, Jacksonville. And each, you can see with the injuries they've had, to begin with, it always comes down to injuries at some point, but the way it's doled out during the season, Jacksonville dealing with injuries on the offensive line and some of the things on the interior defensive line. San Diego, obviously, I still don't think LaDainian Thomas is still 100% healthy.
All over the world at WNST.net. We never stop talking Baltimore sports.